I do have a few questions for you too, just about the third season of Resident Alien, which, by the way, so good. There's
Thank
like a really insanely well done balance between, oh no, tragedy, and oh my God, hilarious, and like suspense, and all the elements. It's just so nicely balanced. Like, hats off to all of you. Amazing.
Thank you so much. That means a
Thank
lot.
you.
I mean, the bar is already high, I feel like, for our last two seasons, but I agree. I think we really it was able to get kicked up a notch, and I think that's to the credit of Chris and all the writers who have done such a good job establishing so much. I mean, I think a lot of people were like lost a little bit with season 2, and the character development was happening a little more slowly, and like I love that because people were like, where's this going? And it's like Chris had a plan the whole time.
Oh,
He's
right.
always had a plan. In fact, his plan has always been 5 seasons. And so that's what we're manifesting. That's
I'm a
always been in the cards.
We are womanifesting it.
I'm totally
Woman,
manifesting this with you right now. I mean, we need
womanifesting. I've
yeah,
never heard that and I love it.
Never heard.
womanifesting.
How have you never heard womanifesting?
I don't know, babe. They stopped me
Uh,
from listening to it so I wouldn't get on board
one
because they know
second,
how much I
Camila.
love
Can I talk
women.
to you for a second? Okay.
La 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 la. But so with all of that, so Sarah, for you first. So in this season, we see Asta just going deeper into her heritage and her family connections, especially in avian flu, where she takes Jay to the reservation to meet her family. Can you share how you prepared for these like emotionally charged scenes and what it means for Asta to just explore her roots in this season?
I really love how that episode starts actually because Jay talks about how she's adopted and, reminds the audience that Asta is also adopted. And even though I have this wonderful connection with my father, played by Gary Farmer, it's been a really important storyline that Chris and I have worked together closely on to make sure that we weren't stepping on any toes, in terms of uh, indigenous rights or saying that we were a part of anything in one particular way. There's no one box we fit in, both Jay and I. And so it's been really lovely, these moments where we get to go to the reservation and we get to work with these incredible indigenous actors like Sarah Podemsky and Tommy Pico, who plays my cousin in The Wedding, and he looks so fabulous. He's also a writer on the show.
Love that.
And it's been really wonderful for Asta and Jay to sit back and observe when we get to do that. And we really get to take in our community and our family and bond together on the fact that we're still learning it together, and even though I'm much more experienced in the fact that I've been to the res a few times and many times, and that's part of my upbringing, it's still something that, especially in season 1, Asta's trying to figure out. So by season 3, it's so nice to see that she's finally able to say, I know who I am now. And I want you to feel that way too. And to like take her, the best part about season 3 for me and Jay is that she's finally trusting me. We're finally bonding, and I get a chance to really sort of be a little bit of the mom I always wish I was, but it's a mom and best friend mix. And it's also that great relationship you have, especially with it, between a mom and a young daughter, where you're saying, I still want you to be who you are. I still want you to figure out how you feel about things and the world and your history, but I also want to share this bond with you. So in terms of preparing for it, I really just sat back and let our incredible indigenous actors, musicians, writers really just tell me the story and like let myself observe those moments and just be really in it and be really present. And I think Kayla Rain, who plays Jay, did the same. And we had such a blast sitting around talking and listening to Gary playing music. And Sarah Podemsky's sister, Jennifer, actually was on the show as well. And it was just so wonderful to get to hear all of their stories. And we didn't really have to prepare much. We just sort of sat back and like just was in like involved in all the love,
Yeah, no, that's great. And the chemistry you two have on camera it's phenomenal. And being a mom myself, I have 2 little girls, they're 7, they're twins, and I feel the whole best friend vibe, kind of, you know, like
Mhm.
they're my little besties. I'm still mom.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong, I'm
Right.
still
Yeah.
mom. Very much
Right.
mom. But we're besties. Like we're navigating this world together and everything. And it was all very relatable to me on that aspect.
Oh,
So it was
awesome.
beautiful.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, thank you. So time for Alice to get a question. So yeah, no, okay, cool. I'm just kidding. So Darcy has, you know, some very funny and great and not so funny, like memorable shenanigans with Harry, especially like in the upper hand. Um, what is your like favorite aspect of Darcy and Harry's relationship, and what was the most memorable scenes to shoot this season that you can tell me of so far?
The scene when we were shooting outdoors, outside the apartment,
Mhm.
So
Joseph's
good.
apartment, we were outdoors, literally. It wasn't a set, and it was raining, as it does nearly 24/7, 365 in
Love
Vancouver,
it.
where we film.
Mhm.
And we much of that scene, if you recall, was shooting a camera from above to our faces. So
Yeah.
a camera and then water on either side of the camera just coming down onto our faces. So we had to be like, it was just me and Alan being like, what? Huh, huh, the whole time. And it it was a blast shooting with Alan, and during that scene especially, because we got to like goof around with the rope and throwing this, and like it's very it's very fun shooting with Alan in these like really adventure oriented circumstances. He's done a lot in his career, but it feels like what our show enables, it gets us to do, is like we're all kind of in a new situation together all the time. And so, he's never well, one thing he'll do is he'll be like, Alan loves to be like, I was on this set one time. He likes to go off and tell stories and stuff like that. But
Oh,
he's super self-aware about it, and he knows that he's not he knows that he's not like condescending to us in any way, and that we all have experience. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe goofing around in the glacier, Sarah. Remember the tent
Oh
that we
yeah.
had to sit in? It was so cold on the glacier
I
this
actually
season.
have content from that I'm going to
Me
be
too.
posting later today, because I didn't realize till I watched 306 very late last night that was the episode where you get to show
Right.
that, because we take the content but we can't show it till it's aired.
Yeah.
And
right.
I've got some really great moments of Alice, especially, like, and Alan up there, just we're
Oh,
in
I need
freezing
it.
cold.
Trying to keep it going. We're just murdering each other. Like,
Or
Oh,
you're singing Jewel songs to me, like, just we're doing everything we can. We're making snow cones. Like, we're doing everything we can to just enjoy being up there.
honestly, kudos to Alan for like being a good like sport about the fact that it is, when it's the three of us, it's like it's girl zone. We're all
Yeah.
there.
I think they give him his own tent, and to his credit, he still comes and like brings his chair into our tent and is like, I'll hang out with you guys for a little bit. But sometimes he does just go into his own tent. He's like,
We're like,
enough.
he comes into our
social
tent,
battery,
and we're, like,
social
we're
battery.
song 3 into Jagged Little Pill, and he's like, let me know if you want to hang out.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That sounds like quite an
Feels
experience.
so good, women in your stomach.
Who knows the track?
Oh my God. Oh, that's fantastic. Well, that sounds like those sound like excellent times, excellent memories, and that's just, I love to hear that.
Yes.
So, but going back to Miss Asta, her dynamic with Joseph, it adds a very intriguing layer to the storyline, especially with the attraction and the potential impact on the relationship with Harry. What is it like developing this new dynamic with Joseph, and how do you think it will, in the grand scheme of things, affect Asta's journey?
Yeah.
Alice/Darcy wants it to go all the way, but I don't know if Asta's there yet. No, I think it's really interesting first of all, that first time she meets him, there's an obvious attraction that she has to him. And Darcy makes fun of her, and he wants to see you in the shower.
That was
That
improvised.
was all improv by Alice, by the way. She was cracking me up on the day.
I love it.
Then that beautiful scene between Alice and I on the couch when we realize when she has to tell me that he's an alien, and once again I'm with the asshole. It was a really beautiful moment. Once again, Alice and I had this great idea to improv, like you get the text and you're like, oh no, god dang it, no, I can't like the guy, I'm not supposed to like the asshole.
Yeah. The
So it's
dating
been
bar
really
is so low that like any amount of niceness, we're like, well, I mean, it's no.
Yeah, no, right. And I'm in a small town. It's like we know everybody. So the fact that he's a new person has been so intriguing and fresh. But I don't really know what's to come with Joseph. I do know that I think Harry is a little confused about how to use that relationship to his advantage, and it's been, I feel, a bit like a pawn for him, and it's a little bit like, I don't know, he's like offering me as a bride or something to Joseph, and I'm like, you can't do that. But I could definitely see if Joseph can turn, he's hybrid, which means he's always like going between good and evil, human and alien. And I, if we can get him on our side, I could see maybe in the future Asta being curious what that's like, and also feeling like she may want to, tread those dating waters again. But, I really do love that Asta as a character this is not about, it's been more about her relationship with her best friend than it is with a man. And I really love that. So I'm not sure I'm ready for Asta to just, I don't know if I want her to go the Harry route and like fall in love or anything or get booed up. But I do think it could be fun to certainly experiment and, try things out on somebody that she's never met before, and certainly a species she's never tried before.
I mean, I could totally picture it. I may have already pictured it.
Oh,
he pitched it. We'll see.
I'm anytime.
I think if there was any actual relationship that was most important for Asta at this point, from now until the end of the show, I think it's about her own self-love and finding herself. And I think that that's really key. So no matter what, even if she were to decide, okay, you're half alien, but I'll be willing to go on a date with you, I don't think it's, for me, I don't think it's ever going to be about, that's what it's about.
Right.
It's more about her still finding herself in the end. So I don't know, this guy, he's always like, he's the bad guy, which girls are attracted to, but like also a half alien thing, it's, I don't know, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I can understand that 100%.
So we'll see.
We will see.
Duo wedding, Asta, Joseph, Elliot, Darcy. Well, we get 17 seasons like Grey's Anatomy, we might have to.
It just keeps going and going and going.
Okay.
Yes.
Except now we're McSteamy and McDreamy. They can have something else, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. That's awesome. All right, another question for Alice. Sorry. So in this season, we also see Darcy dealing with her own personal growth and challenges. I'm going to start coughing now. I'm sorry.
We all for it. Solidarity.
I got, how like hobbits have second breakfast. I have like second cold, so it's just one of those things. But so she has her own like personal growth and challenges, including the really awkward yet humorous interaction with Elliot and Natalie in Avian Flu. How do you approach bringing depth to Darcy's like comedic moments, and what do you hope viewers take away from her journey?
They didn't have to do me like that and get somebody as beautiful as that actress who played Natalie. I mean, like when I pictured Natalie, I was like, oh, here we go. And then that actor, I gotta pretend that for the interview that I remembered her name and am not an asshole.
Perfect.
Sarah probably knows it. And I saw
Yeah.
her walk onto set and I'm like, you got it. I just left. I was like, okay, forget it. I'm done. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I can't compete. She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life. And then the scene with her and Elliot, when they walk away, I was actually like watching it going like, I'm shipping them. Like, I don't hate it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy for him as a character. And I think the audience, I mean, like, is gonna want him to be like, yeah, get away. You know, Darcy's such a landmine. And he was so good to her, and it sucks. But, you know, I think she's on a journey of self-love as well. I mean, all the characters really are. And she's got to figure out, you know, what it means to take care of herself and stop letting other people pick up her pieces. She kind of doesn't understand the concept of personal responsibility, you know, and doesn't really understand because I think she has been invisible for her whole life in front of her parents. They just don't see her. So she kind of works in a world where nobody sees her. And so she's just kind of like, I can do whatever I want because it doesn't have any effect on anything. And that's just not really true when you are part of a community or a family, found or chosen or otherwise. So for Darcy, this season is trying to figure out what it means to take responsibility, do things, take on problems that might not just be your own, see how your actions affect others. And it's not perfect, definitely not perfect, but it's something new for her. So, you know, I'm just hoping she pulls through in the end, and that she can maybe learn from this. Maybe.
Yeah, I have faith in her. I see a lot of myself in Darcy, not just because we're both redheaded, but and because we pull, you know, bottles of vodka out of the couch. Nothing like that, no. But I just see myself a lot in her, and I'm rooting for her 24/7. She's great. She gonna do this. She gonna do
Means a lot
this.
to me to hear. I mean, I see a lot of myself in her, which is one of the reasons it's hard to play this character. Is that it's just like really cringe knowing that in many ways I've acted out in the past and been really destructive with my relationships because, you know, I think I'm the life of the party and that I can do whatever I want. But it really means a lot to hear that fans and you are finding something to relate to in it. So
Absolutely. Both of them are very relatable to me in very different aspects of life. And I'm very thankful for both of you portraying them the way you do, because they're perfect in their own little imperfect ways. They're perfect. But
that's right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I think that's all the time I have to ask you lovely ladies questions. Hopefully there will be a third time that we can chat, because you two are too much fun.
Yes.
But
anytime you want, we'll have a coffee chat. Coffee talk.
Yes, let's do it. But thank you ladies so much for everything. Thank you for the questions, and thank you so much for doing this amazing job with the show. Like you always do.
Anytime again.
Yeah. Thanks, Cam. It's so great
Thank
talking.
you.
Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.